The last challenge saw us complete Pokemon Fire Red with Mewtwo in the first Legendary series. Hang on, that's a lie, Mewtwo was ages ago. Wow, it just shows how long I did that video. Let's just carry on. Look, as I said at the time, I really enjoyed it. I loved using Mewtwo, and it was amazing that it didn't sweep through the game as expected. Yes, spoiler alert, if you haven't seen it yet, I was beaten by Brock and Bruno twice, and each time with an Onix. Yeah, just let that sink in for a minute. But annoying as hell that is, this Legendary series is going to whip out some great moments as we go along. As I always say every time, but if you do like this content, please leave a like and a comment below, and even subscribe, it all really helps. Also, you can find me on Twitter, and the link is in the description. Also, keep going on, if you do like Patreon, I'm also on Patreon, and I've started a podcast. God, there's so many things. Right, final plug, this is a little advert. Do you live in Australia? Do you want to get your hands on G Fuel, but you don't want to pay those high costs from America, or face the potential danger going outside from drop bears? Well, let Gamer Fuel solve that problem. They're Australia's #1 distributor of G Fuel across the country, and if you go to their website today and use the code HBT, you get 10% off their order, which is fantastic. I'm using myself, and I want everyone to get on it too. You can find the link in the description below. And remember, stay safe and look out for those drop bears. Right, now we got that out of the way. As the title suggests, I'm going back on Generation 1 to tackle Fire Red again, but I'll be looking at Mewtwo's clone, daddy, I don't know what the fuck it is. Either way, it's Mew. Now, I'll probably be rambling a bit during this video, random bits about Mew, so for now, I'll just jump in and out. Do I think Mew's gonna do it? Well, yeah, probably. Mew did it, but Mew is the weaker version, but I don't think it's gonna be finishing at level 50, if I'm honest. And for a change of pace, I call myself Hiccups, as it's my little girl's turn to play. I decide to call the rival Poliwrath. He won't mind, he loves it really. We go through the usual bits and pieces and I pick up Mew and I call it the Pussy after the Mew I use in the Heart Gold run. If you haven't seen this series, give it a watch. It's a little bit different and you'll see the inner workings of my mind, although I never actually finished the game. We once again face Charmander, but this time, unlike Mewtwo, Mew is only armed with Pound, which sucks. A lot. No psychic move, which is a right pain for a Pokemon that really needs it, but no point moaning about it because this isn't going to change. I do get rid of the Charmander and check my nature and I'm jolly. Oh, fantastic. Again, a stupid nature to make this run even harder. So my special attack is low and my attack is high, which is not that bad for now, but it's going to be later on when pounding things will only see me get a sexual conviction. Now, I'm going into this early because I was thinking long and hard about this decision. Disclosure, Mew and Mewtwo were not the first legendaries I did this challenge with. No, in fact, Lugia was in Crystal. Mew and Mewtwo were way down the list. And in those previous videos, I hit a wall and the only way I can get around it was EV training. Now, I briefly went over this a little bit in the Mewtwo video, but because I didn't use this method, my explanation was quite short. Pokemon is known for having a lot of stupid unseen numbers. I mean, when I was a kid playing Red and Blue, all the guidebooks tell me that I had to catch Pokemon at the lowest level and the wild one wasn't as good. Well, in theory there was some truth to it. A wild one could be made as good as a lower level one, but it just needs some more work. In Generation 1 and 2, these secret values were called DVs, or determined values, which in Generation 3 onwards they were called EVs, or effort values, and they have become a staple since then. How do I explain this well enough? So each Pokemon has a secret value for a particular stat. So for example, Pidgey is 1 speed and Caterpie is 1 HP. Now whenever you get 4 of these, they equate to 1 real stat point which you level up. Yes, complete bollocks. So for example, beat 4 Caterpies and you'll get 1 extra HP when you level up than you would normally. Now the most secret numbers you can get is 510, but in most stat is 252, absolutely bollocks. So when you do the maths, you can have 1 stat gain of extra 63 points. Are you still with me? Sorry, I know it's a fucking pain. Now as I said before, I really didn't look into this with Mewtwo, but I did with Mew. Now you're probably wondering, what are you going to be doing? Are you just going to be knocking things out while completing the game and you're not doing the minimum battles? Well, remember this video is what is the lowest level I can do it in, not in the minimum amount of battles. I had thought that Mew would struggle immensely during this run, especially against Brock and at the end of Elite 4, so I thought it was going to need more bulk. I made the decision to get 100 EV points, so 25 actual stat points in speed and HP, as I reasoned that you need HP to survive and take hits, and speed so simply that you're faster and everything. Speed is the key, come on people. The downside of this is that I was going to level up, a lot. And it may make some of the game, well, a lot of the game easy, but here is what I was thinking. The amount of experience points a Pokemon needs to level up increase every time you do so. So in practice, a Pokemon from going level 5 to say level 20 is a hell of a lot less than a Pokemon going from level 50 to 54. I could do the actual maths, but I can't be fucked, but I thought in reality the extra experience that I gain now is only probably going to mean 1 or 2 levels later on when I get to Elite 4. Plus I also know there is no way a level 6 or 7 Mew is going to beat Brock. It's not fucking possible. His Geodude maybe, but not his Onix. It has amazing defense and all I have is Pound. Yes, I've just seen the image of my pussy pounding the rock snake, my fucking god. But the pussy would probably tire itself out before the snake went down. So with the decision made, I went into, well you can see I'm already on a mission to knock 2 members of local wildlife to get my stats up to fight Brock. With EVs now done, I go after Brock. I don't think it'll be a problem due to the boost in levels. Geodude is as always first, but it goes down pretty quickly even though I'm just pounding. Next is the Onix, and I just have to pound, 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 and pound some more. Onix keeps hitting me with Tackle, Bind, and Rock Tomb, but thankfully his attacks are terrible. After a lot of pounding, the Rock Snake goes down and I get the win. See what I mean? Imagine trying to do this at a level 7. There would be simply no way I could do this, and I would have to resort to grinding anyway. Mount Moon and everything around was as usual bollocks, and with the boost in levels I swept through everything in sight. However, whilst in here I picked up Mega Punch, which is cool, but sort of irrelevant because there's a Karate Master outside. I meet the Karate Masters and once again I pick up Mega Kick and head to Cerulean City. Now with Mewtwo, due to being a lower level, I went after the rival first, but this time I went after Misty. I just felt in a stronger position than I was previously. Her Staryu is no threat and goes down in 1, but we all know the main problem here is Starmie. I get the first Mega Kick off and it uses Water Pulse to confuse me, you wank shaft. It's then a little back and forth, but a Mega Punch is able to get the win. This was a lot easier than Mewtwo, but it was always going to be the case due to the level boost before anyone starts fucking moaning at me. Like Mewtwo, I equip Water Pulse, but this just helps with coverage, and Water Pulse's ability to confuse things is very handy sometimes. Now it was time for Poliwrath, and with 1 Mega Punch seeing off his Fat Bird, Rattata goes down to a Mega Punch and Charmander a Water Pulse. Abra does need 2 Water Pulses, and that was that. With some time to kill, it's time to talk about Mew. Stat-wise, it has a base 100 in every stat and can learn every TM and HM, so it was a complete blank state of how you wanted to run it. Sorry to disappoint you, but this isn't going to be the case here. Mew is fantastic when it's first created, and it was a great little secret when the game came out Red and Blue. At the time, there was no legitimate way to obtain it, and it first made available events and the first Pokemon Championships took place. How do I know this? Well, because I went to one back in Manchester when I was 12, that's Manchester in the UK. And my word, this was when VGC was played on Pokemon Stadium, and it was singles. Ugh. Slightly off track here, but yes, that was the only legitimate way to get Mew. People thought for years that it was hidden under a truck, but it actually wasn't. You could get Mew through a glitch and obtain it before Misty. The best thing was there was no risk to your save file. Now if you've downloaded Red or Blue on the 3DS releases, the glitch still works, which is amazing, although you can't transfer it through Pokemon Who. Boo Nintendo. Boo you dicks. Boo! Now back to the main story. I pick up my boat tickets and go to Vermilion City, where I go to the SS Anna meet up with Poliwrath yet again. This time, Fat Bird throws sand in my face before going down. Raticate also goes down quickly enough, as does Kadabra and Charmeleon. Yes, I know you're all probably thinking you've made this way too easy. Yes, but this isn't going to continue, you little people who are moaning. Yeah. I was able to go after Lieutenant Surge, and I was not concerned about this due to levels and the fact that all his Pokemon are weak to my physical moves. Surge sends out Voltorb first and 1 Mega Punch is able to take it out. Pikachu is next and I go for a Mega Move and just have to hope I don't get paralysed by its ability, Static. You rat. Raichu just goes for Double Team, which is annoying because it means its evasion's going up, and Mega Kick is not known for its accuracy. And I get annoyed because I just need 1 hit, but eventually I do land a kick and that is the end of the beautiful Raichu. With 3 badges obtained, I go to the Rock Tunnel section and start getting more strength for the pussy. And what do I mean by this? Well, simple. We're going for Psychic again. I'm sorry this is so boring, but in Red and Blue I would have just gone for the TM Swords Dance, but that is not an option in this game because it's not a TM. So the best option is to do the same as Mewtwo. I didn't like it, I would rather it be different for you guys, but my sanity will not allow it. So like the Mewtwo run, I go get Psychic from Mr. Psychic. This allowed me to have the most powerful Psychic move and I got rid of Mega Punch. The problem is that my nature means my special attack is very low compared to what it could have been. And like the Mewtwo run, I went straight after Erica. I'm still running a really high level, so this really shouldn't be a problem. Erica started with Victreebel, and I've noticed that I've not even healed up before going into this. Well, yeah, it goes down to 1 Psychic, as does Tangler and Vileplume. Yeah, sorry, that's a complete joke. Please just stay with me. Look, it is going to get hard at some point, I do promise you. The next objective is though to go for Team Rocket. I really just wish there was more to this place than actually was. I reached our good friend Geobabe, and he starts with Onyx, and we all know where this is going to go. Warp Pulse there is to see it off in 1, next is Kangaskhan, and it requires 2 kicks in the face to go down. Finally it's Rhyhorn, another favourite of mine, and guess what? Yeah, he goes down in 1. I head off to the Pokemon Tower to go fight Pokeraf, and by the way, I should have said, go subscribe to Pokeraf. He's a genuinely nice bloke, and he's a real good voice for the anime. Honestly, if you like me, please go subscribe. Yeah. If you go to his Twitter, I just rip him apart whenever I get the chance. It's just funny, and he likes it as well, so it's all good fun. Now, back to the video. He starts with Fat Bird. Well, at least it looks better than it did Red and Blue. Regardless, it goes down into 1 Psychic. The Mighty Gyarados was only able to hold out 2 Psychics, Execute goes down in 2 Psychics, and the Kadabra goes down in 2. Look, I'm not one-shotting things now, which is worrying when they do start hitting me back. I go and do what I need to do, blah blah blah, pick up the Pokemon Flute. This allows me to go see Koga. Now, I wish Koga was more of a threat, but come on, it's fucking Koga. Koga's just a joke. Well, he is for any Psychic types. Let's just see what happens, shall we? Dead, 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 dead. See, wasn't that fun, was it? Now I go pick up at Surf and Strength, and there's no point going on because it's so boring. Although a little bit different, I did teach Mew Surf because it's a lot stronger than Water Pulse, and the good thing is I can delete it when I don't need it. As the Mewtwo video showed, we're going after Blaine, but this time I have Surf, which makes a big difference. The mighty Blaine starts off with Growlithe, and yeah, it's never going to survive a Surf, is it? Arcanine, however, needs more than 2 Surfs, and then I get wiped out. As some of you have noticed, it's 7 levels ahead of me. Now this is the first time I really struggled. I mean, really struggled. I suppose that is where you all came for, to see me struggle, isn't it, you absolutely horrible bastards? But this is the thing, there was always going to be a point where I eventually hit some sort of a wall. The levels are going to start getting ahead of me, and the Pokemon are going to start hitting me back hard. So you can probably see why doing those EVs at the beginning won't make much of a difference for the overall level. So back to this battle. The only way I'm going to win this is one of 2 ways. Well, I could level up, but I don't want to do that, or just hope for luck. Eventually, it does come down to luck as Fire Blast misses, and it was a rubbish way to get rid of it. Ponyta goes down in 1, and finally it's Rapidash, and it needs 2 Surfs to get me the badge. I hate this way of winning though. It's crap I have to rely on just dumb luck rather than a good plan. Ideally, I would have liked to use Swords Dance and then destroy it, but we all know I haven't got access to that one. Either way, it's done and I can just move on. I head back to Saffron to finish off all the story related stuff and headed off to the Silph Company. And I get through this quickly enough, as in the last videos it just takes minutes to get through this. We meet up with Raph once again, and it's becoming clear that his levels are really starting to creep up. He now has a stupid Fat Bird which goes down in 2 Psychics. Gyarados does have a bit of bulk, so it could be a bit of a worry, but I ended up taking it down with the Surf. Charizard comes out and I wasn't really worried about it, but then it uses Scary Face, which made me think, when the fuck do I ever see Scary Face? Charizard hits me with Flamethrower, which is a chunk of damage, and I see it off with a Surf. Out comes a set of eggs, and I do get a critical Mega Kick, which I did think mattered because of the Gyarados Intimidate. The Alakazam comes out and starts using Calm Mind rather than going for the kill for some odd reason, and this leaves it wide open to be kicked in the face, which allows me to get the win. I'm really not looking forward to facing Raph later, as his levels are going to increase, but there are not a lot of opportunities for me to get experience as I'm back down to doing the minimum battle run. I get to the top to beat old Geomate, who's doing business dealings, and thankfully this is very easy. Psychic removes his Nidorino in 1, it takes 2 Surfs to get rid of the Nidoqueen, and the Kangaskhan needs, oh my god, it's going to need 3. See what I mean? I'm not hitting hard enough, and I don't have the power that Mewtwo does. Giovanni's last Pokemon is Rhyhorn, which isn't the threat, but let's be honest, that isn't the threat. Future Pokemon are going to be a lot harder to face, and I'm shitting myself right now. To get that bulk, I need to go see Sabrina. Sorry, I know it's exactly the same as the Mewtwo run if you hadn't seen it, it's just a worse version of it. Sabrina is not the one I'm worried about. Why? Because Psychic types do not like fighting other Psychic types. She brings out Kadabra and its defenses are paper thin, so I big kick it and it's all it needs. Venomoth, by the way, why the fuck is Venomoth even here? Regardless, it goes down in 1. Mr. Mime comes out to do nothing. It does absolutely nothing. Finally, it's Alakazam, and with its peers, he gets a kick in the face and goes down. It's disappointing to win so easily, but the good thing is I get Calm Mind, and believe me, it's way more crucial than it is for Mewtwo. Did I say Mewtwo rather than Mewtwo? Oh, my mind is fucking going. I go see my best friend, old Geomate, for the last time. I honestly feel bad the amount of times I've whipped his ass, but I don't feel too bad because I'm going to do it all over again. He starts with Rhyhorn and we have Surf, and yeah, he dies. Dugtrio is next, and he's even worse than Rhyhorn if there's such a thing. Nidoqueen is the next one out for the slaughter and is sent out for the next hit. Unlike last time, she goes down in one psychic, but next is her husband who, yeah, pretty much goes out the same way. Finally, Rhyhorn is sent out. Like, I've always thought this, where the hell is Raiden? Sure, it makes more sense to have one of these instead of another Rhyhorn. Either way, what do you expect's going to happen? Of course it dies. I get the TM for Earthquake, but in reality it's pretty useless as I'm not going down the Swords Dance route, and we've explained this. I really wish I could do that for you, but look, I just love Swords Dance. Right, 6 battles to go and it's time to make some changes. First of all, I go Delete Surf. The move Deleter was a huge introduction Generation 3, as it meant that I can get rid of any HM move that was impossible to get rid of in Generation 1 and 2. Now I'm able to teach Calm Mind and use Shockwave instead of Mega Kick. Yeah, sorry everyone, it's the same moves as Mewtwo. I do fucking hate this, I really am sorry. I just want to get this done and then we'll be finally done with this pussy and we can move on. Now I haven't drank enough beer, I'm currently on coke and my audio is absolutely terrible at this point. I keep messing up my words, it's an absolute joke, so God knows what this is going to end up like. Let's just get to it. Pokégraph is here and now his Pidgeot is only one level behind me. I used Calm Mind twice to get the bulk up. Pidgeot thankfully uses Air Cutters, which is great as it doesn't do much damage. I hit with a Shockwave, but that doesn't get the kill, which is worrying going forward. The big fat bird goes for Feather Dance, which is the best thing it could do, thank you. I have to use another Calm Mind and it goes again for Wing Attack, and I'm just under half HP. I use another Shockwave, which lets me knock it out. The Raiden comes out and with 3 Calm Minds I take it out with 1 Psychic. The Execute is still a pile of eggs, and being just eggs, doesn't have the bulk and goes down in 1. The Gyarados comes out and I think it's just come out for a laugh as Shockwave removes it in 1. Charizard is out and now this bad boy is 4 levels higher than me and it tanks the Shockwave. It then throws Scary Face at me again rather than attack me, which is like, honestly I think the only one that ever used to do that was for Alligator. I can't think of any other Pokemon that ever uses Scary Face. Regardless, however, with the speed drop it hits me with a slash before I take it down. Finally, it's Alakazam, which uses Disable, which was great as I used Psychic on it. I barely had any health left and it went for a Psychic which did 13 HP, which let me wipe it out. Now you can see why I'm worried. By the time we get to Pokégraph for the last time, I think I'm going to be fucked. Unlike the Mewtwo challenge, I will not be getting access to recover and I don't use items in this challenge, which means I get 1 health bar. And that's it. I head through Victory Road and dodge all the trainers so I'm not picking up any extra experience. Although I did get that boost with the extra EVs at the start of the game, Mew is nowhere near as strong as Mewtwo in any of the areas, plus my nature is going to be against me, which does not help. My only hope is to not lose speed, use Calm Mind and survive setting up. With no Swords Dance and no Double Team, this means Elite Four are going to be extremely hard, whenever do I ever say that. But I'm sure you're all keen to see what happens, or to see me lose my shit and possibly throw my laptop out of a window. Remember, I do these challenges every 3 weeks, right? I don't anymore. Oh my god, at the time of writing I did, but now I'm just so swamped at the moment. I've got 6 legendary videos to type up. That's actually true. I have got a chunk of these. I think I actually got 8. They will be coming. Just give me more time, people. Just give me more time. But all you need to know is HBT is not going anywhere. Right, I've waffled on long enough, and it's time for the Elite Four. And as I said earlier, I will be using the same moves as Mewtwo, but will I get the same result? Oh, hang on, forgot to do something. Totally worth it. The first Elite Four member is the Ice Queen Lorelei. Now I have learned from Mewtwo that I need to use Calm Minds and just hope that Dewgong plays nicely. It comes out and does allow me to get the 3 Calm Minds up to be set up. I try and use Shockwave and oh my fucking god, it does not wipe out the Dewgong in WoW. This is not good because Dewgong is not the bulkiest Pokemon in her team by a long shot. Guess who the problem is? Her fucking Lapras. It then manages to paralyze me, which I then throw back at it because of its ability Synchronize. But Lorelei decides to cheat and uses a full restore, which means it has to speed over me and knocks me out with Ice Beam. As I said earlier, the jolly nature is really going against me. Now I try for 4 Calm Minds. Well, if 3 is not going to work, I may as well just try 4. Well, what harm could it cause, as I know Dewgong is a terrible Pokemon? I use Psychic on the Lapras and get a critical, which I imagine really mattered. One of my favourites, Slowbro, comes out and it barely holds on from the Shockwave. The Slowbro then uses Amnesia and a full restore, which is a massive problem. Why? Because as you'll see, a +4 Shockwave went from nearly killing it to not even doing half damage. To annoy me even more, Lorelei uses another full restore, and eventually I get it down, but the pussy is down to red health. When the Jinx comes out, I use Psychic, which doesn't even do half, which is very upsetting, and in return the pussy is put to sleep and I punched in its sleep. Third time I think, you know what, 6 Calm Minds is what it needs. Dugong down in 1. Lapras, no of course it doesn't go down and uses a body slam to paralyse me. I do manage to kill it, but this is how it's gonna have to work now. The Slowbro comes down and uses Ice Beam on me to say bye bye. Fuck, I wish I had Swords Dance. The only way I was winning is so simple. Pray for no critical hits, and the AI uses terrible move choices. I try Psychic on the Lapras, and this time it takes its health down to the point where it activates the berry, which means the AI doesn't use a full restore, and I don't get fucking paralysed, which means I can finish the bastard off. Cloyster's just Cloyster. Its special defense is horrendous, and it's shit. Slowbro is not as bulky as the Lapras, and is finished off in 1 Shockwave. It's now all on Mrs. Popo. Well, it survives the first hit, but the Ice Punch does nothing, which means I get the win. Get fucked, Lorelei. I usually don't get this angry when I'm doing my recording, but I'm really getting angry this time. Bruno the Magnificent is next, and it's going to be a breeze. So the Rock Snake comes out, but hangs on, survives a Psychic, and I don't have Surf anymore. But it decides to use Rock Tomb, which is not good at all. I feel like it's a Krillin moment where he just suddenly goes, oh no! With it being on low health, it uses a potion, and it takes 2 more attacks to go doon. The Hitmonchan is still slower than the Pussy, but survives, and uses a Rock Tomb. This is not good, and I do manage to get rid of it with a Psychic though. Hitmonlee is now out and it smacks him with a Mega Kick, and it's also able to survive a Psychic. I need that extra power, and it actually takes me another Psychic to get rid of it, and I still have 2 sodding Pokemon to go. Onix comes out and 1 Earthquake is all it needs to finish it off. I cannot believe that I've been beaten by Bruno, or hang on, Mewtwo got beaten by Bruno and Brock, so I suppose anything is freaking possible. I try again, and this time I use Calm Mind to give me some bulk. The Onix uses Rock Tomb to lower my speed, and now I have to hope I have that speed. Luckily the Pussy is still faster, and I remove it in 1, which is a big help. The Hitmonchan is out next, and I'm faster, and the Psychic is all I need. However, the Hitmonlee comes out and it's faster than Mew and gets a Mega Kick, which takes off about 1/3 of my health, and I'm able to finish it off. The second Onix comes out, but like the first one, a Psychic is able to remove it. Finally, Bruno sends out the Machamp, so I hit it with a Psychic, but oh hang on, it managed to survive on. Okay, that's impressive considering he used the Calm Mind. Fair play, Machamp. It uses a berry which takes it out of the red. It means that Bruno is not going to be using a full restore. It uses Cross Chop, which does not enough damage, which means that I can finish it off with 1 more Psychic. Goodbye to the old duck on steroids. 2 challenges gone, and I've lost to Bruno in both of them. Agatha is 3rd up on the hit list. Now I've learned from the Bruno fight that I'm going to have to use a Calm Mind, because if Machamp can survive a Calm Minded Psychic, then there's a good chance that Agatha's crew could too. I started with a Calm Mind when I was faster, and I was hoping it was going to be Hypnosis, but it goes the double team, which is meh, but I hit it with a Psychic and knock it out. She then sends out Golbat, and 1 Psychic is enough to see it off. The Poison Snake comes out and 1 Psychic in the face and it's gone. She sends out her second Gengar and dead. And Haunter, dead. Okay, that was uneventful. So I lost to Bruno, but then beat Agatha in 1. Yeah, I can't complain, this is Pokemon after all. 1 member of the Elite Four left, and I was feeling in a much better mood following the Agatha battle. I teach Blizzard instead of Transform, which I have not used this whole event because it just seemed pretty useless to me. And why would I need this? Okay, under some circumstances it would work, but not here. The battle against Monster Gyarados is first, and I use Calm Mind, which is great. It goes with Dragon Range, which is the best case scenario. I go after it with Shockwave, thinking it would be enough, but I was wrong and it survived with a sliver of health. This means Lance can use a full restore next turn. I make sure I will use this turn to my advantage by using another Calm Mind. Next turn I go for a Shockwave again, and it was never surviving. Aerodactyl is up next, which could be a problem due to its speed, and it is faster than me and goes for Wing Attack, which is great, but I return fire with a Blizzard and it's a 1-hit KO. Lance sends out the big boy Dragonite, although the problem is, yeah, it's dead. Next is a lesser feared Dragonair, and I miss with Blizzard not once, but twice. I do get lucky because it doesn't use Thunder Wave, which could ruin this match. I have to use Psychic, which takes it into the red, and then it hits me with a Dragon Rage, which means I'm getting close to losing. Lance uses another full restore to heal it, so I hit it with Psychic, but this time it does get rid of it. This is an example where the attacks can just do different damage. Lance's final Pokemon, his second Dragonair, comes out, and this time Blizzard hits to give me the win. 1 more to go, 1 more fucking battle, and this challenge is done, because I'm done. I'm just done today. I will not miss this little pussy, because it feels like I've just done the same challenge twice, and for some reason I am just fucking angry. Well, actually I'm not really angry, I'm just pissed off. Regardless of this, I still need to finish this challenge before I can move on to the next one. It is time for the champion, Blue. Like, I do love Blue so much. Blue starts with a stupid fat bird, which is fire leveled higher than my pussy. I use Calm Mind and it starts again with the sand nonsense, so because of this, I have to go for the kill in case he keeps using sand attacks on me. I try a Blizzard and misses. fan-fucking-tastic. I do get lucky as uses Feather Dance, which is, as I said, the best thing because it just lowers my attack. I go for Blizzard again and now it hits and takes out I1. The Water Snake comes out and I start using it this time to set up. I managed to get away with 2 Calm Minds and both time it goes to Dragon Raid, which is great as I'm not seeing a Hyper Beam as that will destroy me. With 3 Calm Minds, Shockwave is able to kill it in 1 hit. The Charizard comes out and a Shockwave is only able to do 2/3 damage. Wow, considering that is 3 plus Calm Minds, that is not good. The Charizard hits me with a Fire Blast and it's a critical which takes me out. Yeah, I'm going to need more power I think. The second time I went straight after the Pidgeot because again, I don't want the sand attacks. I hit it with Blizzard and it survives and hits with Aerial Ace. I just then take it out with some electricity. I set up 3 times against the Gyarados and get lucky with the move choice, but only have 49 HP after the Gyarados goes down. The Charizard again survives the Shockwave, and this time Fire Blast doesn't do a critical but leaves me with 4 HP. I sit it with 4 HP to say bye bye to the Fire Dragon thing. Yuri Geller's big brother comes out and 1 Blizzard is not enough to finish it. Sadly for me, Alakazam uses Future Sight, which is a death sentence. I know it's going to heal again, so I use Calm Mind in this gap. With more power, Blizzard is able to finish the Spoony thing. The Raiden comes out, but I don't even get the chance because the Future Sight gets me and finishes me off. Right, I have a little thought. Shockwave doesn't miss, does it? It doesn't miss ever. So, fuck the sand. So I start Calm Minding and I manage to get in 4, but it uses 3 sand attacks, which is not going to be helping as the battle goes on. With the 4 Calm Minds behind me, I'm able to get rid of that stupid fat bird in 1. Gyarados comes out and I use 2 more Calm Minds to maximise my special attack. The Gyarados plays nicely, I can take it out in 1. The Charizard's out next and guess what? Yes! A 6 special attack Shockwave kills it. Alakazam is next and manages to survive the Shockwave, but it uses Psychic which does nothing to me because I've had a boost in my defense. Blue heals with a full restore and I go for Shockwave again and this time I get a critical to see it off. Raiden is not going to be bothered by electricity so I have to rely on Psychic, which does hit it first time which is bloody handy as I couldn't waste any health here. Blue's final Pokemon is Executor and I try Shockwave because I don't like Blizzard's terrible accuracy, but I only do a third. It goes for Sleep Powder, no, it puts me to sleep. I try for Blizzard, but I have to be asleep for at least 1 turn. It uses Egg Bomb, which nearly finishes me off. I try Blizzard again, but I'm still asleep. But then he misses an Egg Bomb. Ooh, wake up, please. I try Blizzard again, I'm still asleep. But then it misses Egg Bomb, and it misses again. I go for Blizzard again, I wake up, and I hit it! Yeez! Yeah, boy! Yeez! What a way to finish it for it to miss Egg Bomb twice and my Blizzard to hit, considering the terrible accuracy because that stupid fat bird with the 3 Sang attacks. Oh, that's amazing. You have to love these challenges. Look, they are always so much fun if I don't get so angry. Okay, in parts the fun. But it's done. I've beaten the game at level 55 and I don't think you could do it any lower. As always, if anyone else can do it, encourage you to do it, and good luck, because this nearly broke my freaking insanity. Until then, I've got to work out which video I'm going to be releasing next, whether it's going to be Dragonite, whether it's going to be Starmie, or I'm going to be doing one of my other legendary series, maybe Palkia. I've got that in the back. But until then, I've been HBT, and this has been the Mighty Pussy. Bye-bye!